want you to circumcise them the second time. The first time they came out of Egypt. So this got to be that second generation that came out of Egypt. Because he said a second time. They were circumcised the first time. But what happened to them? Their circumcision became uncircumcision because they broke the law. Did Moses' circumcision become uncircumcised? Yes, it did. Because what did God tell him to do? Speak to the rock, he struck it. What about Aaron? Did Aaron's circumcision become uncircumcised? Yes, it did. Why? Because Aaron made the golden calf. See, that's what y'all don't understand about the law. That's why I studied Paul. Oh, I wish I had when I studied Paul. Because Paul understands. I study the prophets. I don't study. But listen to what no Hebrew Israelite say to me. There ain't no such thing as a Hebrew Israelite. You can't even find Hebrew Israelite, that terminology in the Bible. You can find Hebrew or Israel, and hey, every Israelite in the Bible was wicked and a sinner. Y'all crazy, man. Speaking in general, not every individual. Speaking in general. Verse number 2, at that time, the Lord said to Joshua, make you sharp knives, circumcise again the children of Israel the second time. Joshua made him sharp knives and circumcised the children of Israel at the hill of foreskins. Gibeath ha-aralah. That's what it was. Gibeath ha-aralah. And this, and the Bible tells us why. This is the cause. This is the cause why Joshua did circumcise all the people that came out of Egypt that were males. That is, all the men of war died in the wilderness by the way after they came out of Egypt. Why did they die? Because they didn't do number complete. Man, go to Numbers 26. Go to Numbers 26, 64. Go to Numbers 20. You need to know the law. You need to know your Bible. Numbers 26, 64. It says, verse 63. Oh, God help me. Verse 63. These are they that were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who numbered the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. But among these there was not a man of them whom Moses and Aaron the priest numbered when they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. Verse 65. For the Lord had said of them, they shall surely die in the wilderness. And there was not left a man of them save Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. Wasn't no male circumcised. God killed every one of them that was circumcised. Because they did what? They broke the law. And circumcision became uncircumcision. Just like, did Paul's circumcision become uncircumcision? Yes, Paul's circumcision did become uncircumcised. Why? Paul was killing Christians. What did the Bible tell Paul? Paul, thou shalt not kill. Did Paul show partiality? Yes, Paul did show partiality. Was down there with Stephen, and they were stoning Stephen to death. Did Paul love his neighbor? No, he did not. He stood there and he was watching the cloaks and the coats of those that were stoning him to death. This is Hagias Newman, affiliate of the Narrow Dose Ministry. I'm the Bible teacher, Minister Dennis Rogers. We're going right into our teaching on circumcision. We're looking at the law of circumcision, and what we're looking at is Christ being the end of the law for righteousness. The word end, we're looking at Christ being the end of the law. When we use the word end, that's the word telos, which means termination. And the law was terminated in the what? It was terminated in the blood. Because Christ fulfilled the law. He paid the price for Christ fulfilled the law. He paid the price for the curse of the law, which is death. So in him shedding his blood, he paid the price of the law, which the price of the law was death. That was the curse of the law, fulfilled in Christ shedding his blood. And now the righteousness of Christ is imputed to us as our righteousness. In my teaching, the last teaching, I said that the children of Israel did not keep the Passover in the wilderness. They did one time. That is recorded. Look at the book of, turn to Numbers chapter 9. Chapter 9. So I can correct that. Children, Numbers chapter 9. This is the only time they kept the law. After this, they murmured and complained. And what did God tell them after chapter 9? Let me make sure. We'll look at it in a minute. But let's look at it in chapter 9, verse 1. The Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, the second year, saying, let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. In the 14th day of this month at even, you shall keep it in his appointed season. According to all the rites of it, according to all the ceremonies thereof, shall you keep it. Moses spake unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at evening in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So did the children of Israel. Okay? All right. Because you got Exodus, you got Leviticus, then you got them keeping the Passover here in Numbers. Now after this, no more Passover. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. After those men said unto them, we are defiled by the dead body of a man, wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering to the Lord in his appointed season among of Israel. Moses said unto them, stand still. He didn't make a decision on his own. I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, still he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord. The 14th day of the second month at even, they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. If you still defiled, you still keep the Passover, he said. Again, verse number 7. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in his appointed season among the children of Israel? Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord. He's talking about his descendants. The 14th day of the second month at even they shall keep it and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it into the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinance of the Passover, they shall keep it. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey, and forbear to keep the Passover, that is the same soul, shall be cut off from among his people, because he brought not the offering of the Lord in his appointed season, that man shall bear his sin. If a stranger shall sojourn among you and will keep the Passover unto the Lord, according to the ordinance of the Passover, according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. You shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. One law for the stranger, one law for Israel. Always has been that way. Now, in Joshua chapter 5, after Numbers here, if you look at this, after you go through this book of Numbers, we get to the 13th chapter of the book. We get to the 13th chapter of the book of Numbers. God told Moses, send men out that they can search the land of Canaan, which I gave unto the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall you send a man, every one a rule among him. Okay? Moses sent the people out. 10 come back. We know the story, should know it, with an evil report. Caleb told the people, let us go up, that's once we can possess it again. But those men that was with him said, we're not able, they strong with us, we like grasshoppers in their sight. The people decided that they was going to go up. Moses told them. Moses said, do not go up. He said, because y'all go up, God is not with you. They decided to go up anyway. We get over to the 14th chapter, because I can't read all of this. Just going to read the highlights of this. We get over there in the 14th chapter of the book of Numbers. And we look at verse number 20. And the Lord said, I have pardoned according to your word, to what Moses prayed. Moses was the intercessor. But God said, 14:21, but as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord. Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness. I'm in Numbers chapter 14, verse 22. Have tempted me now these 10 times and have not hearkened to my voice. Their circumcision is uncircumcised now. They'll never keep another Passover with God. No, they won't. They'll never keep another Passover. That was the last Passover. That was the first and that was their last. They never keep another Passover. Because from Exodus to the book of Exodus, you get to Exodus. From Exodus, you go to Leviticus. Then you go to Numbers. That's when they keep, because he had to get the priesthood together. Talk back with me. He brings them out of Egypt. He gets to institute his laws, give them his statute. He gets the priesthood together because they can't keep the law until they get a priesthood. Priesthood got to be established. Rules and regulations have to be given. Then they keep the Passover. After this, no more Passover. Pay attention. Here we go. It says, because they didn't go into the land. 14, we have verse number 23, the book of Numbers. Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Neither shall any of them that provoke me see it, but my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him and hath followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereunto he went, and his seed shall possess it. And then he goes here and he tells them, now the Amalekites, the Canaanites dwelt in the valley. Tomorrow return you, get you in the way of the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, how long shall I bear with this evil congregation which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. Circumcision, uncircumcised. Say unto them, as truly as I live, saith the Lord, as As you have spoken in my ears, so will I do unto you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. Doubtless you shall not come into the land concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones who are not circumcised, they ain't circumcised now. No, they not gonna get circumcised till they hit the land of Canaan, cross that Jordan on western. We're gonna look at it in Joshua 5. But your little ones, I'm in Numbers 14, verse 31. Their circumcision just became uncircumcision. That's it for them. But your little ones, which you said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which you have despised. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness. Here we go. And your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years. Make you an example so they can see you. So they better learn from you not to murmur against me, because I kill him too. And your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years. Bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness, after the number of days in which you search the land. That is 40 days. Each day for a year shall you bear your iniquities. That is 40 years. 40 is the number of deliverance. That's what I'm going to deliver your children after 40 years. Delivering the children is just like delivering them. Talk back with me. Because they come from the seed. They are going to be the children of Israel. You shall know my breach of promise. You broke it. Your circumcision just became uncircumcision. Your circumcision just became uncircumcision. Because they searched the land 40 days. You go back to Numbers chapter 13, verse 25, and it say, and they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. All you had to do. All you got to do is pay attention. Verse number 35, here we go. I, the Lord, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation. Circumcision, bam, just become uncircumcised. They are gathered together against me in this wilderness. They shall be consumed, and there in the wilderness they shall die. And the men which Moses sent to search the land returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land, a bad report. Even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land died by the plague before the Lord. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were the men that went to search the land, lived still. And Moses told these saying to all the children of Israel, and the people mourned greatly. And guess what they try to do? They're going to try to go up anyway. They still going to try to fulfill what they didn't fulfill in the beginning, because we knucklehead, we ignorant, and just like the Hebrew Israelite today. They still trying to fulfill that which their forefathers can't fulfill, like they much better than them. That's what Paul told Peter. Why are you trying to put a yoke upon the Gentiles and get them to fulfill something we couldn't do, Peter? If Paul couldn't keep it, and Peter couldn't keep it, and John couldn't keep it, I know no so-called, which you cannot find the terminology in the Bible, Hebrew Israelite can't keep it. You got to keep a dietary law. We keep the dietary law. We keep the Passover. We keep the Feast of Tabernacles. You can't keep it except you're in the land. Don't understand nothing. Try righteousness. Christ is the teleos. He's the termination of the law for righteousness. He fulfilled all of it. They gets up. They still try to go over, and they still going to try to possess their land. Moses, look what they say. Moses told these sayings, I'm still in the 14th chapter of the book of Numbers, until the children of Israel and the people mourned greatly. They rose up early in the morning, got them up into the top of the mountain, saying, Lo, we be here and will go up unto the place which the Lord hath promised, for we have sinned. Look how ignorant they is. They say we sinned. Now we're going to go back. Now we're going to try to, we're going to try to work and appease God, make him happy, because now, since we know that we have done wrong, we going to fix it. We going to do what he said now. Like God going to say, okay, Moses, go ahead and let them go on up. They understand. Nope. Moses said, wherefore now do you transgress the commandment of the Lord, but it shall not prosper? You still transgress it. What we don't understand is that it's nothing we can do physically that's going to ever satisfy God. We don't understand that. There's nothing a man can do physically that would ever appease the wrath of God. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth, not keep no law, whosoever believeth in him shall not perish. The law is not of faith. The law is not of faith. That's why he sent his Son. Because of this right here. He sent his Son because of Numbers 14. Look what it says. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites are there before you. You shall fall by the sword, because you are turned away from the Lord. For that reason, the Lord will not be with you. But they presume to go up, just like the so-called Israelites presume to keep the dietary law, presume to keep the Passover, and you can't keep it because you already was a breaker of the law. When you was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever age you was, you broke the law. If you were circumcised at 13 years, if you were circumcised 10 days after you was born, if you were circumcised on the 8th day, and you committed fornication at 15, you were... Y'all is crazy. You're a breaker of the law. Your circumcision became uncircumcision. If you were circumcised on the 8th day, God help us, and you broke the law when you was 10 years old, your circumcision became uncircumcised. That Messianic Jew, he broke the law. His circumcision uncircumcised. Got his little black sun god on his head. Says he's going to keep in the knowledge with his beard and his black hat. He broke the law. He needed a savior. His circumcision just became uncircumcised. You were circumcised when you was 3, 4, 10 days old, 15 days old. Don't matter. You broke the law somewhere in your life. Because there is none righteous. Because none can keep the law. To make a man righteous is a man keeping the law. Perfectly. Let me establish that. Flawlessly. Just like Jesus the Christ. And we ain't going to never be able, I wish I had a witness, to do that. That's why you got to get your feet washed every day. Y'all don't understand the feet washing. You got to spiritually have your walk cleansed by the blood of Christ every day. What's wrong with y'all? Can't keep the it as a guideline. We use what do we use the law as now? What is the law to us now? What is the law? The law is a principle of rules and regulations to us right now. That's what the law is to us now. That's what we look at the law as now. We look at the law. We look at the law as rules and regulations to govern our lives by. That's what we look at it now. No, we're not going to kill. No, we're not going to steal. Why? Because those are our duties that's been pointed out to us as us being born again. That's what we use the law for today. So far from the law being abolished by the coming of Christ into this world. What do we mean when we say